That's good recognition by the Bullets. Going to go into zone, going to open up that outside shot.
Some penetration there by Anea, but the shot came off to Hilliard, but it's turned right back over. Down in the corner, it goes to Cheney. Now it's stolen away by Holstein to Hilliard to Massner, drives to the basket, and we're going to have a foul called. Looks like it's being called on Shelly Stewart, number 31 for the Wildcats. So going to the line will be Massner to shoot a pair. 2:53 to go in the second quarter, and the Bullets lead 32-11 over the visiting Columbus Wildcats. Massner calmly hits that free throw. And as always, the Bullets are showing some good balance in their scoring. Massner's back for the second attempt. Puts it up, and it's good. So she hit both free throws there, so the Wildcats will bring the ball up the floor. Still facing that almost like a 3-2, 1-2-2 zone. Put a lot of pressure out front, although they backed off a little bit. It's in the corner to Cheney. She puts up a three and cans it. That was a deep, deep three by Caitlin Cheney. That's her second three of the night. Cuts the Bullets lead to 34-14 with 2:32 to go here from Vernon Bud McLaren Court in Mediapolis. Ball goes inside to Hilliard, puts up the shot. It's deep off the rim, rebounded by Holstein, no good, and out of bounds off of Massner. The ball will come back to the Wildcats. It's inbounded, and it's being brought up the court by point guard Martha Anea. She's over to Stewart. Cross-court pass down on the baseline. They go inside, and that's Pretz putting up the shot. It's blocked, and there's a battle for the rebound. It's loose on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball here. Both teams really scrapped for that. On the jump ball, the possession arrow is in favor of the Bullets, so they'll inbound the ball on the baseline. Rachel Holstein will be taking the ball inbounds at that point. Haley Hilliard comes out. We have Jessica Holstein returning to the lineup. Rachel Holstein inbounds to Massner. Back to Rachel Holstein. She's bringing the ball up the court. To Massner. In the corner to Heater. Heater looks inside. Tries the lob pass in there. It's batted out of there, but grabbed by Massner. And we got a foul call. Foul is called on Cheney. And we'll have Massner returning to the free throw line. She just hit a pair not very long ago, so she's up there again shooting two. And gets the first one to drop, so she'll have another free throw. Massner puts the second one up. It's short and rims out, and is snatched out of there on the rebound by Laura Minks. Probably maybe, well, one of the two or three shortest players on the floor, but she blocked out well and grabbed that rebound. Ball goes deep into the corner and is stolen away again. This time Siegel comes out of there with the ball. I think Holstein actually knocked it loose, but Siegel has the ball and brings it up the court. She double dribbled. Pretty good pressure put on out there by Caitlin Cheney. Cheney's impressing me. She's done a good job down here on the offensive end, and she's really aggressive on the defensive end. Caused that turnover.
Yeah, she's a scrapper. I'm not quite understanding why Columbus Junction keeps wanting to set up their offense over in that deep left corner. As soon as they put it in the corner, there goes the double team. Usually results in a turnover.
And there's some interior passing with a turnover again. They looked like that time they could have had the shot. And there's a nice steal by Cheney. She came up from behind and made the steal. Come back down the floor. She feeds inside, this time down low. Shot is up by Megan Pretz, is no good. The rebound comes out of there. And Pretz looks like Kelsey Pretz will be going to the line this time. When they're able to get the ball inside, they have the size to do something with it. But you're right, Bill. They keep going into the corner, and they get trapped down there with their smaller people, and then they can't see to get the ball out to anybody. So at the line is Kelsey Pretz. She's shooting a pair. First one rims out. So they've had a chance here getting to the line last couple possessions, but they haven't been able to convert. Second shot for Kelsey Pretz is up, and that one's also no good. Blocked out and rebounded by Jessica Holstein. Rachel Holstein brings it up to Massner over in the corner, and it's stolen by Cheney. She's going to go to the hoop and probably get a layup, and she does. Cheney scores 2 more on another nice steal.
Yeah, just no quitting Cheney. She's fighting hard. Down 35-16, she's still getting after it.
And she's got 10 of the points as the Wildcats closed it to 35-16 with 25 seconds left in the first half. Heater has the ball over to Massner in that corner. She looks at the basket, doesn't shoot, but there's Cheney on the steal again. She's going to take it to the hole. Siegel's trying to stop her, and Siegel's going to draw the foul. Wow, Cheney's a one-person wrecking crew here all of a sudden on the defensive end of the floor. So she'll be going to the line, and the line has not been good to the Wildcats as they've not made a free throw yet tonight. But she'll have a pair. First one is up and good. So with just under 15 seconds to go, it's 35-17 in favor of the Bullets here at Vernon Bud McLaren Court in Mediapolis. Caitlin Cheney shooting her second shot, and it is up and rolls in. The Bullets have to inbound the ball, and now the Wildcats are putting on some pressure, trying to keep the Bullets from getting this last shot of the first half. Holstein has the ball. That's Rachel Holstein. Goes inside to Jessica Holstein, puts it up and in. Nice looking shot by Jessica Holstein just with 2 seconds to go. And now the buzzer goes off, and the Bullets lead at halftime 37-18.
For all your electrical needs, Rhodes Jewelry, supporters of Mediapolis student and athletics, Go Dogs and Bullets. CMA Services would like to wish the best of luck to our wrestling and basketball teams. Two Rivers Bank, sponsors of the Bulldog Bank and providers of Mediapolis scholarships. Morning Sun Farm Implement, Standard of Beaverdale, Cafe Old World, and Mediapolis Care Facility. And Kent, back to you.
Okay, well, the Wildcats inbounded the ball to start the third quarter, but the Bullets came up with a steal. Rachel Holstein came down and missed the shot, but it was rebounded by Larson, and she put it back in. So the Bullets are kind of off to the same kind of start that they started in the second quarter there with, making the steal. They missed a shot, but getting on the offensive glass and they're putting it back in. And so we have Larson adding to her point total. That gives her 11, and she's at the free throw line for the and one. Rims out. There's a scramble for the ball, and it comes out to Hilliard, who puts up the shot and misses it. There's Larson for another offensive rebound, puts it back in the basket. And she is dominating on the glass right now.
Yeah, big time turnaround move there by Andrea Larson. Makes the score 41-18.
And we got a foul, which we did plenty of in the first half too. I believe that's called on Heidi Hilliard. Yeah, it is. So the Wildcats will take it out on the side. For the Wildcats, the offense in the first half was primarily senior Caitlin Cheney, who had 11 points. Cheney has the ball now, goes deep into the corner. They get it down on the block to Pretz, back out in the corner. And a long shot is put up there by Kelsey Pretz. It's no good. And coming out with the rebound is Hilliard, who brings it up the floor to Heater down in the corner. She looks inside to Larson on the block, who muscles inside, puts up the shot. It rims out, but there's Hilliard for the rebound, but it's knocked out of her hands, but picked up by Heater. Hilliard with a strong move to the basket. She misses the shot, but there's going to be a foul on the play. Boy, Hilliard just gets that ball and just puts her head down and goes to the basket. Foul is called on number 31, and that is Shelly Stewart for the Wildcats, and that's going to put Hilliard at the line for 2 shots. First one is up and good. Rolled around and dropped through for Hilliard. So she'll be back at the line for another one, trying to push the Bullets lead. Shot is up and rims out. The rebound is grabbed by Stewart, so they'll come the other way. So the Bullets lead 42-18, 6:50 to go in the third quarter here at Vernon Bud McLaren Gymnasium in Mediapolis. I'm Ken Harshbarger. Bill Schrock's with me calling the action tonight. And the action's right there as Hilliard steals the ball, takes it all the way to the basket and scores. So a quick timeout here by the Wildcats. I'm sure Coach Nate Carlson is not very happy. I'm sure at halftime they talked about trying to handle that press, and they have not done that here at the start of the third quarter.
Boy, it's just really, really difficult when you've got two people, two 6-footers out at the top of the press. Andrea Larson and Heidi Hilliard, just extremely long-bodied, long-armed, and
really quick and athletic too. They're not just big; they're really quick and athletic. I'm impressed by the ball handling of those girls too. When they get the ball out in the open court, it's like your point guards handling the ball. They really know what to do. There's a nice move to the hole by Kelsey Pretz, and she puts in the bank shot. She just got the ball at the high post, turned and whipped and went to the hole, which when teams are trapping and coming out and pressing you, if you are able to get that ball into the lane, why sometimes you can take advantage of it, especially if you do it quickly.
Yeah, it's a nice job of recognition by Presley. You see that little soft spot in the zone. Took it in there, popped up, hit it from about 10.
Rachel Holstein hits Heater. Heater drives the ball, dumps off to Siegel on the wing. Shot goes up. It's no good, but cleared out of there again by Larson. This time she misses the shot, and it's cleared out for the Wildcats by Shelley Stewart. So the Wildcats are bringing it up the floor, facing that 1-2-2 half-court trap press. Ball goes into the corner to Stewart. She tries to dribble through the trap, can't. The ball is stolen by Holstein. Up court to Larson. She's going to take it to the hole, now dumps it off to Heater on the right side. Shot comes up short. There's a scramble for the ball, and I think we're going to have a jump ball as Larson and Kelsey Pretz both had their hands on the ball. So we'll go to the Bullets on the possession arrow. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. Bullets lead 44-20. Ball comes into Holstein. She passes the ball into Larson. And there was going to be a foul on Larson. And that I think that surprised Coach Rogers and most of at least the Mediapolis fans here. It looked like it was going to be just a held ball, but the foul was called on Larson. Ball goes into the corner for the Wildcats. That cross-court pass that has not been kind to them. This time Cheney scoops it up. Anea into the corner. Anea gets it back quickly as they escape the trap that time. Back into the corner, looking inside, tried to fire it inside to Kelsey Pretz, but it's turned over. Here comes Holstein the other way. She goes to the basket and banks it in. Kind of double clutch there, but was able to put the ball in.
Yeah, she got the steal, took it all the way. Nobody picked her up, so she laid it off the glass. Nice recognition by Rachel Holstein.
And the Wildcats bring it up the court again. They keep overworking that right side of the floor, and it hasn't been kind to them. There's the cross-court pass to Cheney, and she just kind of threw it. Somebody wasn't on the same page. So the Bullets come up. Larson down the floor, puts it in. And you can kind of see a little bit of fatigue and a little bit of frustration starting to set in for the Wildcats. They keep getting that ball down in that corner, and they just get trapped, and it's hard to make that pass out of there. Cheney drives the ball, and she is going to be tied up. We get a jump ball. I believe the possession arrow will keep it with the Wildcats. Got some substitutions coming in. Haley Hilliard comes in for Larson. Massner comes in for Rachel Holstein, or Jessica Holstein, excuse me. Cheney inbounds the ball. So it's out front with Anea. She's looking for somebody to throw it to. Nobody's open now. Kelsey Pretz pops outside and gets the ball. She's got it out on the point, being harassed by Heater. To Anea again. She drives, and we're going to have a foul called. Looks like it's going to be called on Rachel Holstein. So the Wildcats will inbound under their own basket. Cheney's inbounding the ball. And she stepped on the line as she tried to inbound the ball, so that'll be another turnover for the Wildcats. And Holstein will take the ball out of bounds for the Bullets. Now she throws the ball deep as the Wildcats were pressing, but it's picked off on a nice play by Martha Anea. She kept her eye on that ball and with her person and came up with it, drives down, puts up the shot. Missed it, but the rebound is grabbed by Megan Pretz, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. That foul was, looks like it's also going to be on Rachel Holstein. So again, the Bullets are picking up some fouls here early, but I guess they've got the depth. They can afford to do that. The free throw is good by Megan Pretz.
You know, that pressing, aggressive style of defense, that's just Coach Rogers' way of playing basketball. So the Bullets know they're going to get a lot of fouls, but they use that to their advantage. They get more turnovers and fouls. They've had a good night.
Pretz is putting up the second shot, and that one is good also. So the Wildcats now trail 48-22 with 4:03 left in the third quarter. And so far, the one thing adjustment, there's another long pass down the court to Heater. Goes inside to Haley Hilliard. She drives to the baseline, is cut off there, so dumps the ball out to Massner, misses the shot, grabs it, gets the offensive rebound, puts it back up, no good. And finally the ball is out of bounds, and it will go to the Wildcats. Several shots there and several more chances, but the Bullets couldn't convert. I have noticed that so far Caitlin Cheney has not scored. I'm sure that's something that Coach Rogers talked about at halftime because she had a tremendous first half for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they're playing her pretty tight out there right now. She's a good ball player.
Some good dribbling there to get open by the point guard out there, Anea, but then she's trapped.
Well, then she ran into Jessica Holstein's long arms, and
now we've got another foul here, and that foul was on, looks like it was on Holstein. So inbounding the ball is Cheney, out to Anea, back to Cheney in the corner, gets off the long three-pointer, and it rims out, and it's hit out of bounds. It was off the arm of Laura Minks. Nope. Now we got a foul call. One of the other officials came in and called Haley Hilliard for the foul over the back. So the Wildcats will inbound the ball again. That was a really late call there. And it's inbounded to Anea. She puts up a shot, no good. And Haley Hilliard clears the rebound.
Allison Hedges, I believe, is in the ball game here.
Yeah, Allison Hedges is now out at the point guard. Driving the baseline was Massner. And we're going to have a foul call on the Wildcats. And it looks like that call went against number 5, and that is Ellie Sense for the Wildcats. Back out front to Hedges, in the corner to Massner. Massner drives the baseline, back out front to Hedges, cross court to Heater. She puts up the shot. It's no good, and it's cleared out of there by Cheney, who starts up the floor. And I think she's going to go coast to coast. She does, and she draws the foul. And that foul was on Hedges. Cheney was headed up the floor, and it was kind of like Moses parted the Red Sea, and she headed for the basket.
I think she hit the free throw, but I think the beef that Coach Rogers had down here, he thought the foul was on the floor. It was not a two-shot foul, but nonetheless, she hits the first one. They're in the bonus. She would have got the second shot anyway.
And she misses that one and goes for the rebound, but Massner blocked her out and was able to grab that rebound. Cheney's out there harassing Massner all over out front. Massner's in trouble, but now gets the ball out of there to Heater. Heater brings it out. We go down on the baseline to Massner. She puts up the jump shot, and it's good.
Nice spacing by the Bullets. Darby got open. She hollered for the basketball. Heater got it to her, and she sank 2.
Yeah, that time the Wildcats were a little more aggressive in their zone. Ball's in the middle in the lane, and it's put up by Megan Pretz, and there's probably a fan or two here that thought she traveled, but the official just told Coach Rogers to sit down, and he calls the foul. We're going to have 2 shots here. Did you see who that foul was on?
I was too busy watching the travel that came along before the foul. Coach Rogers none too happy, but he just got told in the nicest way to take a seat on the bench. And you know, when you're up by 30 points, you
better probably take the seat, hadn't you? Well, Megan
probably take the seat.
Megan Pretz hit her 3rd free throw in a row, so maybe she's one we don't want to send to the line here. I probably jinx her for sure saying that. She gets ready for her second shot. And that one's good too. Don't foul her anymore. And that cuts the Bullets lead to 50-25 with 2:24 remaining in the third quarter. This is Ken Harshbarger and Bill Schrock from Bud McLaren Court here in Mediapolis, calling the action for the Mediapolis Bullets and the Columbus Wildcats. Hilliard passes down on the baseline to Siegel, and the ball is ripped out of there by I'm not sure who that is because I don't have that person on my roster, but it was a steal by the Wildcats, and we have a foul on the Wildcats down on the offensive end. That goes on Megan Pretz, so the Wildcats get the ball, or the Bullets get the ball back. Feed goes inside to Heidi Hilliard. She banks it home for 2 more for the Bullets. Wildcats put the ball in the corner. Back out front now to Kelsey Pretz. She's got it out on the point. She's going to drive to the basket, puts up the shot. No good. And ball goes out of bounds, will belong to the Bullets, and that time Coach Carlson was a little upset. I think he thought they got fouled. Okay, down the floor come the Bullets here. And putting up the shot is Holstein. Putting it right through is Jessica Holstein. Just been handed a note here that number 5, Derek Chandler's sister, is a top state champion track and holds several records. Her name is Heaven Chandler. And there was a shot that was put up by Claire Hamilton, went out of bounds off of Pretz, and so the Bullets will inbound 54-24 with 50 seconds left in the third quarter in favor of the Bullets. Here comes Massner. She's going to take it all the way to the basket, but now stops, kicks it out to Hedges, who dumps it off to Haley Hilliard for an easy 2. And the Bullets are starting to make it look easy.
Yeah, nice ball movement there by the Bullets. Nice recognition by Allison Hedges. Find the open girl.
Comes Anea, throws the ball down to Pretz on the baseline. She has a nice turnaround, but the ball rims out for her. Nice shot by Megan Pretz, but it rimmed out and is rebound by Siegel. Siegel fires the ball up to Massner, who tries to feed it into Hilliard, but it bounces off of her. But it was last touched by the Wildcats, so the Bullets will retain possession. There's a steal right now by Pretz, goes to the basket, right at the buzzer. There's no call, so the third quarter ends with the Bullets leading 56-25. Big thanks to Columbus teacher, Mrs. Schulzberger, who is here tonight and helping us out with some information on Columbus.
Boy, and speaking of Columbus, we want to give a big shout out to all the Columbus fans who are listening on Dogcast here tonight. We sure welcome you to the broadcast. Ken, I've got a few more between these quarters here. I got a few more of these sponsors I'd like to give some recognition to. We want to big thanks to the Mediapolis Care Facility, caring for our community and schools. Cafe Old World invites you to stop in before or after the game for some old world famous pizza, and it's got every reason to be famous. Standard of Beaverdale, your local owned lumber and home center, is proud to support Mediapolis and thanks you for your support. Morning Sun Farm Implement, proud to be a sponsor of this Mediapolis Dogcast. Two Rivers Bank, sponsor of the Bulldogs Bank, and providers of Mediapolis scholarships. CMA Services would like to wish the best of luck to our wrestling and basketball teams.
56-25 in favor of the Bullets as we head into the final 8 minutes of the contest. Again, this is Ken Harsparker with Bill Schrock from Bud McLaren Court in Mediapolis, and tonight's Southeast Iowa Super Conference action between the Mediapolis Bullets and the Columbus Wildcats. And there goes Hilliard all the way to the basket. Heidi Hilliard, she has really impressed me with her ability to get to the hoop tonight.
Yeah, if she could find a seam, she's going to take it all the way. She struggled a little bit in the game against Mid-Prairie. Had some upperclassmen that were sagging on her and stripping her of the ball when she's going into the lane, but she seems to have picked her spots here tonight and is doing a great job.
And Cheney will inbound the ball for the Wildcats on the side. Goes deep and almost a steal. What a nice play by Heater as she almost picked that ball off but wasn't able to stay in bounds. Very athletic play. So Cheney will try to inbound it now out near on the side near midcourt. She's having trouble. Goes deep into the corner to Pretz. That's Megan Pretz with the ball. And that's gonna, now she fires it, just got it away before the 5-second call to Taylor Hills. It's over in the right corner and Hills is trapped down there by Siegel. Siegel almost comes up with a steal, and there is the 5-second call. Boy, that was a good defensive sequence. It looked like Coach Rogers probably talked to him at the quarter break about getting out there and getting those traps going again, and right there it was, and we got the 5-second call. So Hilliard's bringing the ball up, gets a screen from Jessica Holstein, who puts up a three. It's off the rim and rebounded by Martha Anea. And the ball is off of Shelly Stewart of the Wildcats, so the Bullets will get the ball back. Boy, I'd hate to see the turnover total tonight. I'd hate to be keeping that turnover chart. You'd probably run out of room. So the Bullets bring it up the court. Heater has it in the corner. She's looking inside to Larson, who's returned to the lineup. Larson's double team, so kicks it back out to Heater. Down on the baseline to Jessica Holstein. Over the top to Larson, but I think we're going to get an offensive foul. She kind of had an arm bar there on Megan Pretz, and it took a while, but the official finally called the foul. Coach Rogers isn't sure that was the foul, but that's the way the referee saw it, and so the Wildcats will get the ball.
Wow, Andrea Larson really battling hard in there. She wants that basketball, and boy, you know, if there's such thing as a good foul, that was a good foul.
Oh yeah, and it was just a case of actually both girls were kind of pushing and shoving, and she happened to be doing the pushing and shoving when the referee looked. So nothing wrong with that. I'm sure Coach actually is happy with the way she was posting up. The ball went inside to Megan Pretz that time, but she shot it up a little hard. The rebound comes down to Hilliard, over to Siegel on the side, down on the baseline to Holstein, who drives the baseline, goes underneath, puts up the shot and is fouled. So she's going to go to the line to shoot a pair. And that foul was on number 31, Shelly Stewart. So Jessica Holstein is at the line. She'll be shooting a pair here. And the first one rims out. Bullets are shooting about 62 or 3%, I believe, for the year at the free throw line. That's pretty respectable at the high school level. I'm sure we'd like to see it more up around 70, but that's still a pretty good percentage. Holstein's putting up the second shot, and she swishes that one right through. And we're still in that 1-2-2 kind of half-court press, and Holstein knocks it out of there. But Cheney grabs it, and she knows what to do with it. She heads right to the basket. They've had a lot of trouble when they pass the ball, but they've done a fairly good job when they've just plain attacked the basket, and that's kind of what Cheney did that time. She had the zone spread out and just hit it to the hoop. So she's going to shoot a pair. And swishes that one right through. That was her 14th point of the night to lead the Wildcats. Puts up the next one and swishes it also.
Yeah, she's a nice player.
So that cuts the margin to 59-27 in favor of the Bullets. 5:44 to go in the final period here. And this one's really never been in doubt since the second quarter. First quarter was 18 to 11, ended 18 to 11 in favor of the Bullets. And I know at one time it was 11 to 7, and then the Bullets really turned on the pressure in the second quarter and have opened up a lead. And there was Hilliard down on the baseline, and she had the ball stolen away from her. But let's see. I guess the Wildcats stepped out of bounds. I thought for a minute they might call a foul, but the Wildcats stepped out of bounds. So the Bullets will inbound the ball. They lob it into Holstein in the lane, out to Hilliard at the three-point line and back into Larson down on the block. But the offensive rebound is grabbed by Holstein. Siegel puts up a three and buries it. A long, long three. It's her second three-point basket of the night for the Bullets. If you give her time out there and she gets set, she's pretty accurate out there.
Yeah, she's a Bullet's best three-point shooter, and work the ball around, find her. She can have one of them nights.
And there's the trap, this time down on the left side. Pretz tries to dribble out. Now she's tall enough she could see and make the pass out of there. They come over on the right side to Anea, who misses the shot. Larson grabs the rebound. She's headed up the court. Cheney picks her up and stops the fast break. But Hilliard picks it up. Started to make a move to the basket, decided to pass and drug the pivot foot and was called for the travel.
Yep, got caught in no man's land there. Saw a little lane to the basket, thought about it. The lane closed up, went to the pass, but recognized it a little bit too late and drug the foot.
So the Wildcats inbound the ball. We'll bring it up the court here. We've got about 4:40 left in the final quarter. Bullets leading 62-27. Ball's in the corner. Nice little play there, but Pretz slipped a little bit. Back out to Cheney, puts up the three, bounces around and falls through. And when it's going good, it's going good, and it's going good for Caitlin Cheney tonight.
Yeah,
that one took a big old high bounce, dribbled around and fell through for another three-pointer. And Larson drives and kind of clears out but misses the shot. And again, it's Anea coming up with a rebound. She fires it up court. It's off of Siegel and out of bounds, and will go to the Wildcats.
Coach, I'll tell you, Andrea Larson didn't make the bucket, but that's some big-time moves down there. You'll see those kind of moves at the next level, and she gets a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. She'll start finishing all of them.
I'd say maybe her dad had been working with her on those moves, but I remember when he played, and I don't think that was his move.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to give him that kind of credit.
No.
You know, speaking of Andrea Larson, I heard earlier that maybe her Aunt Missy's listening to her tonight. And Missy, if you're out there, I want to say a big hi to you here from Dogcast, and you'd be proud to see Andrea playing basketball here tonight. She'd do you proud.
Say hi to all our fans out there who are listening tonight, and then encourage them to send us an email and let us know what's going on out there. And if you send it to dogcast@meepotelco.net, why we'll probably even read it on the air. We've got a timeout on the floor here. Bullets leading, 3:29 to go in the final period. The Bullets are up 62-29 over the visiting Columbus Wildcats.
Coach, I'm going to run through the sponsors here again before the buzzer hits. We've got Mediapolis Telephone Company, Elin Agency, Meepo Booster Club, Creative Visions, Delzell Brothers, Ertz Carpet, USG, Great River Medical Center, SG Construction, and I'll turn it back over to you from there.
Okay, and here come the Bullets. Taking it out on the side is Massner. Comes into Hedges. Hedges brings the ball up the court, passes over to Rachel Holstein, looks inside to Haley Hilliard, kicks it back out to Holstein. She drives to the baseline, now fires back in on the post to Hilliard, who is triple teamed, but triple teamed too much, and there's a foul called. I believe that foul is on Stewart. And I think that might be Stewart's fifth foul.
Yep, she knew it. She was coming right off the court, so.
She's replaced on the court by Laura Minks. Ball comes into Hilliard, over to Siegel, back to Massner in the corner, puts up the three. It's a little bit long and is cleared out of there by Laura Minks. She brings it up to Martha Anea. Anea's out on the point for the Wildcats. They're in a 1-4 set here. Lob the ball into Pretz. She is double teamed and it's finally stolen away And that ball is taken away by Becca Marker. But then Marker is called for a double dribble, so the ball goes back over to the Wildcats.
You know, that Kelsey Pretz is only a sophomore. She's gonna be a good ball player.
Yeah, they've got some nice size. I think they're going to be a nice team. They're just a little inexperienced and maybe a little overgunned tonight. And there's a nice jump shot by Kelsey Pretz. It's just her 4th point of the night. Siegel brings the ball up the floor and dribbles it out of bounds, so the ball will go back over to the Wildcats. And of course, the Bullets are the 4th-ranked team in the state, so you expect them to play like this, and the Wildcats made it close through the first quarter. There's Pretz down on the block. Nice move. She missed the shot, but that was a real strong move also. And let's see, we're going to have the ball out of bounds to the Bullets. We have a running clock right now. We saw a few of those in football, didn't we, Bill?
Well, we saw a lot of them in football, Coach.
And now there's a timeout, and it looks like Coach Carlson is going to empty his bench here.
Yeah, I really like the effort these Wildcat girls put out tonight. I mean, they're down by 31 points here, but like you said, that's the number 4 team in the country and in their gymnasium. So yeah, there's some improvement here out of Columbus Junction. They've got a couple nice players there to build on for next year.
Well, and certainly Caitlin Cheney had a night. I won't go out on a limb and say it was a career night, but I'll bet it was close if it wasn't. And she really played well, and she kept them in the game for, a quarter and a half. And of course, I think we've identified her more in this half and held her down a little bit. But she's had a really good strong game for the Wildcats. So the Bullets inbound the ball, and that's Rachel Holstein bringing the ball up the floor. Now it's off to Massner. Massner drives down on the baseline and puts up the shot and misses it, but there is a foul called down there. It looks like it's going to go on the Wildcats. So Massner will be going to the free throw line.
I like to see that aggressiveness there by Darby. She took it right to the baseline, just couldn't quite finish, but you start to look to see who's going to be the players for next year, and you got to believe that Darby Massner is going to be She's going to be in that starting 5.
She's certainly a good shooter, very aggressive, and looks to be a good defender, too. She missed the free throw there, but she'd hit 3 free throws earlier tonight. She's got another one coming right now, as that was a 2-shot foul. Puts it up and in. And she's going to come out of the lineup now. She's being replaced by Allison Hedges in the lineup for the Bullets. So down the floor comes the Wildcats. That's number 5 putting up the shot and in. Derek Chandler, she's only a freshman, and she drained that. She looked like she'd been doing that all night.
And just about gets a steal on the other end. Nice hustle there.
Sarah Staley had the ball ripped out of her hands and out of bounds, but it will stay with the Bullets. Inbound the ball to Holstein. Out front to Hedges. Hedges looks down into the corner to Marker. Marker goes inside to Holstein. She misses. Bullets grab a couple rebounds, but can't put the ball down. And coming out of there with it for the Wildcats is Taylor Hills. But making a steal on the other end for the Bullets is Becca Marker. Marker fires the ball up to Staley. Staley feeds inside to Haley Hilliard. Puts up the shot. It rims out, and it's loose on the floor, and that's going to end the game. The Bullets win 63-33 over the visiting Columbus Wildcats here at Vernon Bud McLaren Court in Mediapolis. That will push the Bullets record, I believe, to 11-1, and the Wildcats will fall to 5-7. Chase Fink, a sophomore, as a starter for Columbus. Elijah Wolf is starting for the Bulldogs, number 44.
There's a little change.
for the Wildcats, number 23, Ricky Rivers. And Jordy Wagenbach starting for the Bulldogs.
Out there for the Wildcats, number 31, Alex Mincer.
Number 31 for the Columbus Wildcats is Alex Mincer, a junior. For the Bulldogs, number 12, Caleb Gerst.
Out for the Wildcats, number 33, Alex Martinez.
For the Wildcats, number 33 is Alex Martinez. Dustin Belknap for the Bulldogs is a starter. Keenan Todd for the completes the starting lineup for the Wildcats. He's a junior. And Dalton Scott completes the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. So we have Gerst, Scott, Wagenbach, Belknap, and Wolf on the court for the Bulldogs. For the Wildcats, it'll be Fink, Rivers, Mincer, Todd, and Martinez. And Martinez looks to be about 6'6" or 6'7". He's a good-sized young man.
Yeah, he's a big boy. That's going to be a load for the Bulldogs inside. I expect they'll. I was just wondering who. I was trying to figure out who Elijah Wolf is in for to start this game, and I think he must be starting for Brody Armstrong.
Well, I think
maybe?
it's maybe for Forrest Stellern.
Did Forrest start the other night?
Well, I'm not sure about the last game, but prior to that, he was a starter. They were starting both him and Scott in the lineup, so it looks like they've decided to go maybe a little shorter. I think they're going to play Belknap a little more at the post, the way Coach Worrell talked, because earlier in the season he was kind of playing out at a wing and a guard, and I think, from a size standpoint, they've moved him inside a little bit. And right there is the tip is controlled by Belknap. Went out and hit somebody else. Gerst launches the three and hits it.
That's how you start the game.
And that's how you start the game. Okay, let's watch this defense here. The Bulldogs will pick up man-to-man. Goes down into the corner, and that is Keenan Todd puts up a jump shot, and that's going to be a foul on Gerst as he tried to block off, but he went under number 23. That's Rivers, and Gerst is whistled for the foul.
I watched Rivers practice that alley-oop just a little bit in the pregame. I wondered whether or not they would put it in the game, and there it was.
There it was right off the start, and I guess it wasn't a shot. It was a pass then, and there's a steal by Wagenbach on the inbounds pass. He races down to the other end. He's going to take it down there, put it up. It just rolls off the basket, but it's chased down by Rivers in the corner as he beat Wolf to the ball and gets the rebound. But stolen away by Belknap. He hands off to Wagenbach, who misses. Wagenbach gets his own rebound, goes back up and puts it in the basket. And that added to the rebounding total there, but it took us a while to get the points down. So it's 5-0 in favor of the Bulldogs against the Columbus Wildcats here at Bud McLaren Court. And there's a steal by Gerst. He's going all the way to the hoop, puts it up and in.
Well, Coach, we said Caleb Gerst needs a fast start. Couldn't get much faster than that. He's got 5 points with about 2 minutes off the clock.
Okay, it's 7-0 with 6:55 left in the first quarter here in a matchup between the Columbus Wildcats and the Mediapolis Bulldogs. This is Ken Harsparter with Bill Schrock bringing you Southeast Iowa Super Conference North Division action. And so far the action has been all Bulldogs, 7-0. Well, this was what we wanted, I guess, was a quick start. So we've got to keep it rolling now. And turnovers again. They were out there stealing the ball. So we'll see what happens here. Bulldogs are picking up full court. And it looks like they're going to trap out of that. They're in a full court zone press, and there's going to be a foul on Wagenbach. Todd caught the ball and started to drive up the floor, and Wagenbach inadvertently tripped him, so he's whistled for the foul. So that'll be the second foul on the Bulldogs, one each on Gerst and Wagenbach, so we don't want a second one, either one of those guys very early here. Bulldogs pick up full court again. Looks like they're in a zone trapping press. That ball went out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Bulldogs, I believe. Yeah, it went off. Looked like it went off of Chase Fink out of bounds. Bulldogs got him in a trap, and he lost the ball, and it bounced off him. So the Bulldogs have it out to Belknap on the wing. Wagenbach cuts off of him, but he's covered, so Belknap drives the ball to the hole and puts it in. Nice move by Belknap.
Oh, a little Kobe Bryant move there.
Used the basket to protect the shot, and there's a pass that bounces off of Martinez and stolen by Scott. Goes down to Wolf for an easy 2, and boy, this is the kind of start I'm sure that Coach Worrell wanted, because they're getting after him defensively, and they're not only are they getting after him, they're converting those into baskets. Rivers puts up a shot. It's off the rim, rebounded by Gerst. Gerst brings it up the floor. Passes to Wagenbach on the wing, and the ball is stripped out of there by Fink from Wagenbach. Fink puts it up left-handed and in the basket. That was quite a shot. Wagenbach got a little lazy with the basketball there, and Fink just reached out, knocked it out of there, and took it to the other end and scored. Wolf has the ball on the left wing, goes to Belknap out at the high post, over to Gerst on the wing. A little give and go with Wagenbach. Now back to Scott. Scott drives to the basket. Wagenbach inside, turns around, lays it up and in. Nice little move by Wagenbach.
Well, I tell you, the Bulldogs are just attacking that basket right now, taking it right at the rack.
Wildcats bring the ball down the floor. That's Rivers over to Todd. Out front to Fink. Fink puts up a long shot, and that's a 3, and it goes in. So the score is Mediapolis 13 and Fink 5 at the end of 5 minutes here in the first quarter.
Better keep an eye on Fink. He looks like he's got a pretty smooth stroke out there.
Scott has the ball at the point off to Gerst on the wing, and he drives to the hole, lays it in. Boy, they're just taking it to the basket almost at will here against this man-to-man defense employed by the Wildcats.
Well, that tells you how quick Gerst is, because I just blew right by Rivers, and Rivers is a pretty quick boy.
And there's going to be Gerst's second foul, so he's probably going to have to watch for a while. That was cut to the basket by Mincer, and Gerst was trailing him and tried to swat the ball out of there and was whistled for the foul. And we had 2 new players into the lineup for the Wildcats. Edgar Rodriguez, and number 51 is Jared Rees. Rees looks to be as big as Martinez was. There was another basket by Fink.
Bulldogs 15, Fink 7.
Yeah, there you go. We better take a look at him. There's a drive, comes into Belknap. Wolf drove, dumped off to Belknap. He kicks it back out front to Scott. Now out to Wagenbach. Wagenbach goes over on the side to Gerst. Gerst looks inside, lobs to Scott, but it's tipped out of there by Todd. Todd recognized the over-top pass was there and came from the offside and tipped the ball out of bounds. So Belknap will trigger for the Bulldogs down on the baseline. Comes inside to Scott in the corner, out to Gerst on the point. Hits Belknap coming inside, and it's blocked away by Todd. But Belknap gets the rebound, goes back in, shoots the ball. It's short, comes off, and Scott picks it up off the floor. Whip it over to Gerst. He's got an open look for 3. Misses it, but Belknap gets the rebound, goes up, and he's fouled by Todd. So he'll be shooting 2. We had a lot of good looks that time, but so far no points, but maybe Belknap can knock him down at the free throw line.
Yeah, nice physical, aggressive play there by Belknap. He went up and got the offensive rebound and couldn't convert, but he's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
We're going to, Forrest Stellern and Armstrong are waiting to come into the ball game. Bounces around, falls through. Got the shooter's bounce on that one.
Yeah, he used every bit of the iron on that one.
No swish, but counts 1 point all the same.
We got Brody Armstrong in the game now. Who did he come in for, Coach?
Came in for Gerst, I believe. And now Stellern's coming in for Belknap. So this is going to be interesting now. We're playing without Gerst on the floor. Rivers comes down, and we're going to have a call, I believe, against Elijah Wolf. No, it's going to be on the offense. It's on number 25, and that's Edgar Rodriguez. Must have been a moving screen, I guess. So the Bulldogs inbound. Wagenbach is now playing the point, brings the ball up the court, goes over to Wolf on the left side. Wolf looks inside and kind of rolls it out there. Fortunately, Armstrong picked it up. Wagenbach drives the baseline, makes a turnaround move, is up and off, and ball is battled for. Scott keeps it alive. Good rebound. Scott kept it alive. Wagenbach has it. Now goes back out to Scott in the corner. Wagenbach's on the point. Comes over to Armstrong on the side. Boy, the drive was there on the baseline if he would have wanted to take it. Back out to Steller and over to Wagenbach. He's looking up for a three. Comes off short. Rebounded by Fink, and he's going to go coast to coast. Nope, kicks it out on the right side for a wide open look. That's a 2 for Rodriguez.
A nice shot by Rodriguez. Had his rhythm and went up and popped it.
A good feed by Fink. I thought he was going to take it to the hole, but he saw Rodriguez wide open and kicked it out there. Scott on the point out to Wagenbach. We've settled for some threes, but we're not there. Steller inside, rolls it in. Good job by the Bulldogs getting it inside to Forrest Steller, and he finished. I think if they'll just run that offense and not settle for the 3-point, where we can score. We were earlier and settled for a couple threes and didn't score. Rivers drives to the basket, kicks it off to Rees, no good. Battle for the ball, comes up 25 is Rodriguez. He gets the rebound, kicks it out to Fink for the three. Partially blocked by Wagenbach, and Scott comes down with the rebound and overthrows a wide open Elijah Wolf down the floor.
Yeah, probably would have been better to throw the bounce pass there and snuck it under the defender, but wanting to push it hard.
Okay, Gerst comes back into the ball game, and Scott takes a breather.
Does that surprise you, Coach? Playing Coach Worrell throwing the dice a little bit and playing Caleb with 2 fouls?
Yeah, he's got both he and Wagenbach, I think, are out there. There's Fink again, missed, and off from the offside. Todd gets a nice rebound. Bulldogs did a poor job of blocking out that time. There's Rivers to the hole, dumps the ball off, but off the hands of Jared Reeves and out of bounds, and it'll be the Bulldogs' ball. Belknap is returning to the lineup. Looks like Coach Worrell's trying to get everybody just a little bit of rest.
Yeah, fast-paced ball game. He's going to make sure he's got as many fresh troops in there as he can afford to keep in.
And, Martinez putting a little full-court pressure on, now backs off. Wagenbach brings it into the forecourt. Gerst has it on the right wing, out to Belknap. He's wide open, going to shoot the three. We're not hitting the three, but there's going to be a foul on Todd. Stellern had inside position. Todd tried to move him out. Kind of hard to do.
Yeah, a lot of guys tried that the whole football season.
Yep.
Much luck.
If you're going to push somebody, you're probably not going to have any luck pushing for us. So Belknap will trigger inbounds. Goes out to Wagenbach, way out on the right side. Back inside to Stellern. Makes a nice little hook move and goes down there and scores. You know, Forrest doesn't make that move real quick, but he's real strong with it, and he finishes. Wildcats have the ball, and Todd drives to the hole against Belknap, puts up a shot over Belknap. It bounces off and off the hands of Wagenbach out of bounds. So they'll retain possession, the Wildcats will. The score is 21-9 with 1:21 left in the first quarter here at Vernon Bud McLaren Court. Matched up between the Wildcats, and now the ball goes over to the Bulldogs, and a long pass down to Stellern caught everybody napping. I think the Wildcats thought that was their ball. I thought it was their ball too, but they gave it to the Bulldogs, and Wildcats were caught sound asleep. So now the Wildcats have the ball. Todd drives the baseline, tries to shoot. Ripped out of there by Armstrong, and the Bulldogs are coming down. A nice feed from Gerst to Wagenbach, and he finishes. And that makes it 25-9 with under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Rivers drives up, now gets the ball to Fink. Fink drives to the hole, throws up that left-handed runner, but Stellern grabs the rebound. Here comes Gerst. He's looking, now dumps the ball off to Belknap, but nice hustle by Fink. He missed the shot on the other end, but raced back down and was able to break up the play. So Belknap will inbound from the left side of the basket to Armstrong, out to Gerst. Wagenbach comes around the double screen, has a wide open look at the three, and buries it. And we've had a little trouble with the three, but he buried that one.
Textbook basketball there.
28-9 now in favor of the Bulldogs with under 30 seconds to go. Martinez drives, had a good look but missed. Armstrong gets the rebound but then throws it away, but Wagenbach hustles and picks it up, drives to the hole, dumps off to Stellern, out to Armstrong, over to Gerst. Gerst is going to drive. No, picks the ball up. Now back out to Wagenbach. Wagenbach into Stellern, down on the block again. Blocked away from behind by number 41. That is Todd. Keenan Todd came in from the backside to block that. Stellern made that same nice little move, but Todd came in from the backside to make the block that time. So Wagenbach with trigger on the baseline, goes into Stellern in the corner, out to Gerst at the wing. He launches one, and it's off the rim. There's only 1 second to go, so he had to fly up a three. So at the end of the first quarter, the Bulldogs hold a commanding 28-9 lead over the visiting Columbus Wildcats.
Well, that's about as good a quarter of basketball as I've seen the boys play all year. I thought they were running the transition just exceptionally. And when they had to pull it out and run a little bit of half-court set, they were running off the double screens. I thought they were getting open and finding the right man, getting the open looks, and converting just enough of them to keep up.
It was all triggered with it, aggressive defense again, too. Meepo cheerleaders are way up in the air here, doing one of their routines.
Coach, I'll tell you a little story here at the break. After that tough loss a few nights ago to IMS, I saw Jesse Ertz sitting out in the concourse there, so I just flat walked up to him. I said, Jesse, could you have beat these guys? And he's such a humble kid. It just kind of caught him off guard. He looked at me. Boy, he wasn't quite sure.
I'll tell you, last year, Jesse Ertz did something. The Bulldogs, of course, IMS always uses that zone press, and they're really good at it. And the Bulldogs just had Jesse take the ball out of bounds and just run fly patterns down the floor. And by halftime, IMS had to back out of their press, and I've never seen them have to do that against us ever in all the years that Coach Gingrich has been up there. He's used that press very effectively against us, and he just plain had to call them off and back out of it. We ended up winning the game, but they did close the gap. So, yeah, he makes a pretty big difference. Okay, the Bulldogs get the ball back on a turnover here to open the quarter. And there's a nice pass from Wagenbach to Belknap for another 2 points. Wagenbach drove that ball into the lane. When they closed on him, he dumped the ball to Belknap, and he finished.
Yeah, Wagenbach's really seeing the court well right now.
Martinez turns the ball over. Wagenbach comes up with the deflection. Behind the back pass to Gerst, but it's blocked. But Wolf gets the rebound. That shot is also blocked out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Bulldogs. Well, that was a fancy low pass, but the defender took care of that. It was the right thing to do, probably.
Yeah, you know, it was a good idea by Jordan, just they couldn't quite finish.
Long pass out front to Scott, over to Gerst, to Wagenbach, into Belknap, back out to Wagenbach for a wide open three, and he drains it. He's feeling it now. He's feeling it now.
He got it stuck on automatic right now, and I think that gives him about 12 points.
That's 12 points for him, yeah. He's averaging 20, so. And I have a feeling this year he's going to have to get his 20 to have a chance. A nice little running one-hander by, that was Ellie Sense off the bench for the Wildcats. And Wolf is called for traveling on the other end. I think he was so open he didn't know what to do and got caught with the travel. Bulldogs are back in that full court press. Several subs in the game for the Wildcats. Ricardo Roman, number 21, is in the game. Sense, number 5, is double teamed, but gets the ball out of there. But it's going to go into the backcourt, so it's going to be over and back. And that's another turnover on the Wildcats. So the Bulldogs will inbound from the sideline out near midcourt. Wolf will take it inbounds. And returning to the lineup for the Wildcats is going to be Fink and Rivers and Todd. Wolf inbounds to Gerst just across the timeline. Now he brings it up. Wagenbach on the drive all the way to the hoop.
Boy, what a beautiful scoop by Jordan. He just blew by the defender and Kissed it off the glass.
Rivers passes inside to Todd, makes a nice strong move to the basket, misses the shot, but there to clean up is Alex Martinez. So Martinez gets his first basket of the night. He probably 6'6", 6'7" player out there. Grabbed that rebound. We got a travel call on Wolf. So the ball goes back over to the Wildcats. Bulldogs lead 35-13, 5:46 to go in the second quarter. Here in a matchup between the Columbus Wildcats and the Mediapolis Bulldogs. Todd, another nice strong move to the hoop, but Belknap swatted it out of there.
Yeah, I think Todd thought he had an open look at the basket there, and Belknap thought otherwise.
Yeah, Belknap must have got beat on the play, but he came back and got it. Gerst with the steal, picks it up now in the front court, gives it to Wagenbach, who drives the baseline, attempted to make a pass into Belknap, but it was stolen by Fink, and then Fink and Martinez ran into each other, and the ball went out of bounds, and it'll go back over to the Bulldogs. Belknap inbounds to Scott, who's re-entered the game. Back to Belknap. He's wide open in the corner and drains it. Belknap's having a nice, strong offensive game, too. Here, that's 8 points for him already. 37-13 in favor of the Bulldogs over the Columbus Wildcats. Wildcats have the ball. Wolf is out there dogging sense. The ball goes in to Rodriguez, and the shot goes up and in by Todd. That was a nice move by Todd.
Yeah, nice little give and go there between Todd and Martinez.
Todd looks to be a really strong inside player. There's Scott driving to the basket, got the dump off from Wagenbach and went in and finished. And we're just finishing around the rim tremendously well. We're getting good looks, but we're putting them down too. Rivers back to Todd. Todd looks inside, now looks at the basket, doesn't go, goes back to Rivers out on the left side. Back out on the point it comes to Eli Sense. Sense goes back to Rivers. Rivers is a left-hander and drives that way. Gives the ball to Todd. Todd comes in and puts up the shot. It's short. He follows his own shot. Nearly got the rebound, but knocked it out of bounds. Todd has really got a really quick first step. He's getting into the lane. He just hasn't been able to finish the shot off. Belknap leaves and Stellern returns for the Bulldogs.
Elijah Wolf's going to get a seat on the bench, and the younger Gerst is going to come out there.
And we don't have him on our roster here, so. Oh, Wagenbeck blowing to the basket, and they're going to call that a block. That was a questionable call, I have to admit. And Columbus coach is up looking around, talking to the ref. They called the block. He's explaining the call now to the referee, or to the coach, but the Bulldogs have inbounded the ball. Comes back to Wagenbach after inbounding for a long three, and Jordy's on fire. Jordy's on fire. Yeah, 17 points already. There's a lob inside and a nice little move by Martinez, but he missed the shot, and Scott cleared the ball out for the Bulldogs. Wagenbach out to Gerst. Gerst to the hole, and that's blocked out of there by Martinez. He's a big guy, 6'6", 6'7", and he just went up and swatted that one right out of there. Inbounding the ball is Wagenbach. Back out to Armstrong. Armstrong to Tanner Gerst. Back over to Armstrong on the corner. Back out to Scott on the point. Over to Tanner Gerst. He's going to pop the three. And it just was a little bit long, and it's cleared out of there by number 35, and that is Gutierrez for the Wildcats, but they turn it right back over. Armstrong on the steal. The dump off to Tanner Gerst, puts it up short. Gutierrez clears the rebound again, out to Rivers. Rivers up to Fink. Fink to the hole. He's going to take her all the way, and there's going to be a foul called on Wagenbach. That'll be his second. And I suspect he might get to sit down here.
Yeah, with 2:49 left in the half.
2:49 left in the half and a 42-15 lead. And maybe coach is going to say, hey, you're hot. I'm going to leave here. If you get your third one, you get your third one. Fink's at the line shooting 2. And he missed that one. Fink was pretty much their whole offense early in the game. He's got 7 points now. He'll be at the line for looking for his 8th point. Stocky little left-hander steps up there. He's looking at the basket, puts up the shot, and it's good.
Well, he's got 8 of the 16 points for the Wildcats. And Micah Hales is going to come in, and looks like Dalton Scott's going to get a breather.
And here comes Gerst back into the game, and Wagenbach's coming out. So Gerst is going to play with 2, and Wagenbach's going to set with 2, but Gerst has been setting for a while. So there's the pass over to Tanner Gerst. He drives on the baseline, and he's fouled. A foul is going to go on Alex Martinez. That would be the 5th team foul on Columbus, so the Bulldogs will not shoot. The ball will come out of bounds. Hales to Tanner Gerst, back to Hales in the corner, out front to Caleb Gerst. Armstrong drives the baseline, stops and pops, has it blocked, gets his own rebound and tries to go up with it, and he's going to be called for traveling.
Yeah,
he just got into the land of the Giants there and couldn't get the shot off.
That's what I was going to say. Lost in the land of the big boys right there.
Okay, Rivers brings the ball up the court. Gerst dogs him out front. Now Tanner Gerst is over on Edgar Rodriguez. There's a shot by Rivers, no good. Hales with the long outlet pass to Tanner Gerst, up to Caleb Gerst, and he scores. That was a nice fast break.
Yeah, Gerst to Gerst. You think Caleb will give any props to his brother tonight?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
He'll say anybody could have thrown that pass. Of course, I don't know. Tanner's bigger than Caleb, so maybe he has to be nice to him. Rivers on the drive, dumps the ball off for a long 3 that's off the rim, and we're going to have a foul called. That shot was put up by Edgar Rodriguez, came off the backside, and then the foul was called on Alex Martinez. That's foul number 6. So on the next foul, the Bulldogs will be getting to shoot free throws. 1:43 to go in the second quarter. The Bulldogs are kind of running away with it, 44-16 over the Columbus Wildcats here in Vernon Bud McLaren Court. This is Ken Harsbarger with Bill Schrock giving you the call tonight. Tanner Gerst has the ball. Kicks it out front to Hales, over to Caleb Gerst. He drives the baseline. Nice strong move, but it came off short. And the Wildcats get the rebound. That's Edgar Rodriguez with the rebound. Rivers passes back to Rodriguez, over to Fink. He's open for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebounds long to Rivers. Rivers brings it back out front. Fink has the ball, drives into the lane. Now kicks it out. It goes off the foot of Rodriguez, but he picks it up. Back to Fink. A minute to go in the first half. Over to Rivers. And they're going to pick up Gerst, and that's going to be his 3rd foul, I believe. They said he was putting his hand on his back, giving him a little shove. So that's going to make a change. And coming into the lineup, it's number 40.
Is that a Gorley?
There's a shot by Fink that goes out of bounds. We don't have, I think that might be Fletcher, I'm not sure. That might be Robbie Fletcher, the sophomore. Anyway, we believe that's Robbie Fletcher, brings it across. Goes over to Tanner Gerst. Tanner Gerst picks it up, goes back to Stellern. And Fletcher drives to the hole. And we're going to have a foul called on Rivers. If the numbers are consecutive, he's listed as 41, so, and I'm pretty sure that is. So Fletcher will be shooting 2. So first one up comes off a little bit short. He's probably already played quite a few quarters tonight. I'm sure he probably played over in the Fresh Soft game. Puts the other one up, and it's in. So 45-16 with 30 seconds to go. The Bulldogs lead. This game has never really been close. The Bulldogs broke out to a 7-0 lead and 11-2 lead, and they've never trailed. Rivers, nice shot on a fadeaway for the Wildcats. And Rivers appears to be very athletic. And there's a nice strong move to the hole by Tanner Gerst. He misses. Fletcher with the rebound. Goes up and he gets fouled again, so he's going to get back to the free throw line again. Nice aggressive drive by Tanner Gerst, but he put it up short. Came down, Fletcher came flying in, got the rebound. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Tanner Gerst out there playing hard, getting some nice minutes here. You know, finishing those drives will just come with experience. He's going to be a good player for the Bulldogs.
Fletcher's off the front of the rim again. Gets another one. And gets that one to go up and over the top and in. Fink is fouled by Hales. Fink is really an aggressive ball player.
Well, he got bailed out there with 3.3 seconds left in the half, and kind of an out-of-control drive by Fink, but not the shooting bonus.
Probably
yet.
had to do something, and it goes into Rivers, puts up a long 3 and banks it in. Maybe it wasn't a 3. I haven't seen the ruling on that yet.
Well, if they gave him, looks like, they gave him 2. But
gave him 2. He must have had a foot on the line. I thought it was a 3, but yeah, Rivers with about a second to go got that one off and banked it in. And you don't have to call it to get it to put up on the scoreboard. So at halftime, the Bulldogs hold a commanding 46-20 lead over the visiting Columbus Wildcats.
A little bit more. We'll see what the Bulldogs have in store for us here in the second half. But about ready to tip it off here. Got about 9 seconds to go. Kent, we'll turn it over to you and finish out all the action.
Well, the good news, I guess, for the Wildcats, if you look at their lineup, Rivers is only a junior. Fink is only a sophomore, and Todd, who has good size and very athletic, is only a junior. So they've got a lot of these people returning, and so they're young and they're getting some experience. And of course, the Bulldogs they're a really solid ball club too. Okay, Gerst has the ball out on the point, goes over to Wolf on the left wing. He drives to the baseline, now picks it up, kicks it back out to Scott, over to Gerst, goes inside to Wolf. Or to Wagenbach. He went back to Gerst. Gerst missed the shot, but Belknap cleaned it up for another 2 points. And Belknap's having a nice night also. Rivers comes down, dumps the ball off to Todd. Down on the baseline, it's ripped away down there by Belknap. Took it away from Martinez, brings it all the way back down and then turns it over. It's stolen away by the Wildcats, and it's taken coast to coast by Edgar Rodriguez. Rodriguez stole the ball and just went coast to coast to score.
Boy, nice no-look pass there by Jordy Wagenbach, but I think it was so fancy that even Belknap wasn't quite ready for it.
No, he wasn't quite ready for it, and neither was the official because he didn't know what to call. He looked at the other guy, and they gave it to the Wildcats, which I think was the right call, but it was kind of funny. The official goes, I don't know, which is kind of a nice, honest thing for an official to do, you know. Scott makes the steal. He's going to go to the other end, going against Rivers. Rivers knocks it out of there, but Scott kicks it out to Gerst. Gerst on a long 3 is no good. Todd with the rebound. He outlets it quickly, and to the other end, it is missed by number 25. That's Rodriguez, but Fink gets the rebound. He put it up short, but he gets fouled.
I think Jordan Wagenbach might have just picked up his 3rd. Let's see who they called that on. 2. That'd be Jordy.
So Wagenbach picked up his 3rd foul and an over the back on the rebound. So Rivers will trigger for the Wildcats, and Fink gets it and puts up a long 2, and it's good. So Fink gets off to a good start here, and now the Wildcats are picking up full court. And there was a little fancy pass. And see, this is what I'm talking about, this first 4 minutes. Boy, you really just got to get focused in. And give the Wildcats some credit. They came out with a full court press, which they had not done. Gerst has the ball on the baseline and drives to the hole and scores. And that's a good way to end that run.
Yeah, Caleb goes into double figures with 11 points along with 10 for Belknap, 17 for Jordan Wagenbach. 3 players in double figures.
Todd has the shot blocked by Belknap. Wagenbach has it, throws it up to Gerst, and Gerst went right back with a little flip pass over to Wagenbach. Wagenbach scores an easy layup. That was a lot of unselfishness there because Gerst had a wide open look. He just flipped it over to Wagenbach. Wagenbach put it in, and the Wildcats are going to call timeout and talk it over.
Just looking down the scoreboard there, Kent, they've got Jordan Wagenbach on the board with 2 fouls. I'm not sure that's correct. Unless somebody got awarded with a foul, they took one off of his from the first half and gave it to somebody else. But the scoreboard's got him with 2. I've got him in my head with 3, but we'll see.
I do too, and they took him out at the end of the quarter there when he got his second one. So I'm pretty sure that's not correct. And I don't know who got the foul, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct because I know that one was on him. Well, 54-24 in favor of the Bulldogs. 5:51 to go in the third quarter. This is Ken Horsberger with Bill Schrock, bringing you Southeast Iowa Super Conference North Division action tonight from Vernon Bud McLaren Court here in Mediapolis. And the Wildcats will inbound the ball in the backcourt. Bulldogs will pick them up. Bulldogs have kind of backed out of that press. They're picking them up at half court, man to man. At least here to open this half. There's a feed inside. Kind of a wild shot thrown up there. Comes off, and the Wildcats get it back. But Scott blocks the shot, and now Gerst comes down with the ball. Ball's over to Wolf on the right side, wide open for 3, and he cans it. Elijah Wolf.
Yeah, Elijah liked that open look. He just put it right down the bottom of the net.
He took his time, squared up, and just buried it. Todd on the drive, puts up a nice little jump shot over Belknap and scores. There's Gerst open on the other end for 3, misses it. Fink runs down the rebound, gets it out to Rivers, who brings it up the court. Speeds it down to Todd. Todd strong move to the basket, but boy, he was blocked by Scott, who saved the ball. Wagenbach has it, brings it up the floor, goes to the hoop, gets his shot blocked. Things get a little wild out there now, and they call a travel on Scott. So the ball will go over to the Wildcats. That was not a pretty exchange right there, was it, Bill?
The only thing pretty about that whole exchange was the second block in a row by Dalton Scott, and he's blocking them with authority.
Yeah, he sure is.
That's some S&G hammer hits right there.
Okay, Todd has the ball on the block, makes another nice strong move to the basket and lays it through underhanded around Belknap. This Todd kid is impressing me. He is really strong around the basket.
Yeah, he's picked up his game in the second half. He's got 6 points now.
And there's another turnover for the Bulldogs. We're just a little sloppy right now. Wildcats come down, put up a shot. It's no good, but Rivers gets the rebound, puts it up, no good. Gerst battles for it. Rivers hustles again, gets the ball, puts up another shot, and that one goes in for a 3-pointer. Boy, Rivers was not going to be denied that time. He missed a couple shots, got his own rebound, finally put down the 3. And that cuts the lead to 57-31. Into Belknap on the block, and he scores over Todd. Boy, that was a nice feed.
Oh, it was a great job of sealing off there by Belknap. Just nothing Todd could do on that one.
Long 3 by Todd, no good. Comes out of there. Scott gets the rebound, outlets to Gerst. Gerst comes up the floor, bounce pass. Oh, beautiful bounce pass to Belknap for the layup. Beautiful, beautiful feed there by Gerst to Belknap on the dead run, and he put down the left-handed layup.
That's 14 for Belknap.
Rivers dumps the ball off. Shot is up by Rodriguez. It's no good. Cleared out of there by Scott. Here comes Gerst. Looks to Wagenbach on the block. Wagenbach looks out front to Scott. Scott looks at it, thinks better of it, gives it off to Wolf from the top of the key. It's no good. Rebounded out of there. Rivers has the ball now on the breakaway, but he pulls it up. Rivers is out front. Gerst is working on him. Passes over there. Wagenbach almost got the pass, but Wagenbach just picked up another foul. And if we're right, that's 4, and even if we're wrong, it's 3.
We just got a technical.
And he has a T, and if that's the case, he's out of the game. If he did have 4, that would be his 5th.
Well, let's see if they catch that. He had 3, and the foul would have been 4, and the technical would be 5. We'll see whether or not
they're
Jordan.
just flashing 3 up on the screen, so we're hoping we're wrong, Bill. So Todd is going to go to the line.
Well, Jordy's staying out
shoot,
there.
To shoot 2.
I'm betting they change that to 4 here pretty quick. Jordy.
Well, they should change it to 4 for sure, because if even he had 2, he got the personal, and the technical counts as a personal. So Todd is stepping up, and he hit both. I would guess those were the technical fouls, and then since that was a common foul, it wouldn't have been a shooting foul. The Wildcats will then get the ball out of bounds on the side. So those were the technical fouls that were shot by Todd. Both went in to cut the lead to 61-33. 2:47 to go in the third. The Bulldogs are still leading solidly, but playing kind of sloppily here in this quarter, to be honest about it. They didn't come out like they came out in the first half. And there's a feed inside. Nice feed inside. And Edgar Rodriguez snuck that one in. And I'll tell you what, the Bulldogs they're not very solid right now. We're not focused. Wolf has got the ball all the way to the hoop. There we go. When in doubt, put it on the floor, take it to the basket, and finish. Nice strong move. Wolf is a left-handed player, got the ball over there on the left side, and that alley opened up, and he just took it in and finished. So now let's play some defense down here, dogs. Ball's going inside. They're getting that ball in the lane, and there's going to be a foul on Scott for a reach.
A couple things here, Coach. One thing I really like about Dalton Scott, he knows his role. Down on this other end down here, he was wide open, but he gave it up to the shooters. He knows his job is to alter shots and to get rebounds. He does a great job of it.
Yeah, he sure does. He's played hard on the defensive end, too. Got caught with a little reach that time, but he's played hard. He's just a hard-nosed kid. We saw that in football, too. Okay, the Wildcats inbound. Rodriguez with the ball. Off to Mincher. Runs down that left side, throws one up, and Stellern grabs the rebound. And something tells me when Forrest gets a hold of it, they're not going to take it away from him.
Not too often.
Okay, Bulldogs coming this way. Gerst out to Scott on the wing. And he was throwing the ball to Hales, who wasn't ready for it, and it went sailing out of bounds. We had 2 players on the block that time, so there's a little confusion there. And the Wildcats come down with the basketball. Fink has the ball, goes into the corner to Rodriguez. Rodriguez drives the baseline, kicks it out front. That's Mincer with the shot, no good. And Stellern grabs that rebound, and just like I said, boy, when he gets it, he hangs on to it. They were hacking at it, but Forrest just wrapped it up and then outlets the ball, and now it's in the hands of Gerst and over to Hales. Armstrong back to Gerst. Gerst to the hole. Oh, I missed that shot, but Stellern gets the rebound and puts it in. Another nice, strong move to the basket by Gerst, and Stellern got the rebound on the miss and put it back in the basket for an easy 2. And for Forrest, that's 8 points. And there was an easy shot inside for Reese, but it came off, and Gerst comes out of there with the basketball, flips it out to Hales. Hales goes out front to Gerst. Armstrong drives the baseline, looking inside, goes to Stellern, makes a nice, strong move to the hoop. And they're going to call a foul on Reese there on the push. In retrospect, I'm sure Forrest wishes he would have went on over to the left side of the basket. I think he would have got the shot off, but Reese is a pretty tall player. I'd say he's 6'4" or so, and was able to block the shot, but was called for the foul. So Stellern's at the line. He'll shoot a pair, and he drains the first one. And before we know it here, if he hits this one, we're going to be in double figures.
Coach, I think that's a young Gorley right there that just came in.
Into the ball game for the Bulldogs.
I think.
Stellern misses the second one. Reese gets the rebound for the Wildcats. Brings it down. Rodriguez on the drive. Kicks it back out front to Sense. Sense brings it over to the left side. Now kicks it out to Fink, who's wide open. Gets a 2-pointer. I don't think Coach Wall is going to be as happy with the defense in this quarter as he was in the first half. 65-38 now in favor of the Bulldogs. Still a good, solid lead, but honesty compels me to tell you they have not played real well this time. Stellern makes the move to the basket, and the ball ended up on the floor, and Stellern made a tackle or two, but time ran out. So at the end of 3, it's 65-38 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I got a little sloppy there. I think they got a little complacent with that 30-point lead. I'm sure Coach isn't real happy about that because this is the time of the year where you just need to learn to put your foot on the gas and just keep pushing.
Well, you realize Columbus scored 18 points in that quarter, and they scored 20 in the whole first half. So, no, he's not happy, I'm sure, because he came into this game wanting to emphasize the defensive end of the floor. So an 18-point quarter is not going to make him happy.
Yeah, he's talking to him, too. And, of course, Jordan Wagenbach didn't get a whole lot of minutes in that quarter right there after going to the bench for that technical foul. And the other point I was going to make, I'm not sure just exactly what Jordan did. I didn't see any contact between the players. It must have been something Jordan said, and I think we'll leave that up to his mother tonight to find out what it was.
Yeah, well, you know, he's got to realize, and I know it's not easy, but he's got to realize how important he is to the ball club and that he can't afford to do that.
That's a good point. He's right back out there to start the fourth quarter, so I believe he's going to be playing with 4 fouls. We'll see what they put on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he should have 4 for sure because the technical does count as a personal, so he should have 4 fouls. We think he has 5, but we won't push that. Reese on a turnaround and banked it in. Jared Reese, his first basket of the night. Nice little turnaround move in there. He's a good, tall young man and made a strong move that time and dropped it in. Boy, Columbus is pretty big right now if you look at their lineup. But Stellern whips the ball out of there. He's not as big, but he's strong. But then Hales turns the ball right back over. And they come down to the other end, and throwing the ball in is Todd for the Wildcats. Hales puts up kind of a wild shot, and I really think we need a timeout here and get organized. Even though it's 65-42, we're not playing well with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Todd, another strong move to the basket, gets his own rebound, and Belknap snatches it out of there to Wagenbach, dumps off to Hales. Hales goes in for the layup.
Boy, the old-fashioned underhand scoop layup there too for Micah Hales. Nice finish.
His first basket of the night makes it 67-42 in favor of the Bulldogs. Rivers has the ball out at the point. Wagenbach's on him.
Gotta be careful, Jordan's gotta be careful. Pressuring Rivers out there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Rivers isn't just taking him to the hole because they gotta know he's getting in foul trouble.
I totally agree. Here comes Jordy.
Jordy on the steal. And the ball's knocked out of there. It's going to go to Columbus. Wagenbach had it out in front, but they came in behind, knocked the ball loose, but he tried to recover it and punched it out of there. I'll tell you what, you look at the Columbus lineup right now. Martinez probably 6'6", 6'7". Rees is 6'4" or 5. I would guess Todd's 6'4". They're big. This is a big team. There's a drive to the basket by Sense, and he's fouled by Hales.
Well, the play they just keep running over and over. Martinez comes out, sets the pick, then does the pick and roll, and they try to force the ball into him. And the Bulldogs know it's coming, and they just continually keep picking that pass off. Otherwise, I think Columbus could be a lot more effective.
Sinks the first one. Well, certainly Columbus, when they've gotten the ball to Fink and to Todd, they've been pretty effective at taking the ball to the basket. Well, Eli Sense drops both free throws in, and it's 68-45 as they've carved into this lead. Wagenbach kicks it inside, gets it back, puts up the 3 and buries it.
Oh, a nice ball movement by the Bulldogs. Goes inside to Stellern, kicks it out. Couple passes. Wagenbach wide open, sinks the 3.
You know, it's amazing how often you'll hit that 3 when you go inside and back outside. It's just amazing. Like as opposed to making that first pass. It can be the same shot, but over the years, it's just amazing how how often if you just work that ball inside, outside, you're just a little more set. The defense isn't flying at you quite as much, and the percentage of shot. This is Tyler Rogers into the game now.
Coming in for Micah Hales.
And there's a lob inside and a turnaround there by Martinez is off the rim. Stellern gets the rebound, and I think we're going to have a foul called on Eli Sense.
A little bit of a mismatch there.
Yeah, Eli, I don't think you're going to steal the ball from him.
Not and keep your feet on the floor.
Okay, Wagenbach brings it up. Throws it down to Rogers. He makes a strong move to the basket, but 6'7" Martinez makes the block. That was a good move, but you know, at the fresh soft level, you don't see many 6'7" kids. Sense throws one up. Wagenbach comes out of there with the ball. He gets tripped, and that's got to be a foul. It was accidental on Todd, but he did get his feet tangled up, so they're going to whistle him for the foul. And he's pointing to his teammate saying, I didn't trip him, he did. He pointed over to Sense and said, I think he's the one who got tangled up with him. He wasn't, I don't think he was arguing a foul call, just that it wasn't on him. And I'm not sure who was right, so.
You know, that's either 4 or 5 fouls on Todd, too. That'd be a really big loss if he goes off if he has to come off the floor. Well, he did.
Maybe that's why he was protesting there. I believe this is this Kelton Gorley in the game now, I think 14?
Yep, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, I think I gave, that is Gorley, number 14. I gave.
And here comes Keaton Keitzer into the ball game.
Yep.
So we're pretty much down to our JV lineup here. Rogers and Keitzer and Tanner Gerst and Gorley and Fletcher. And Rogers makes another nice strong move to the basket. And this time he picks up the foul.
I got to find out who number 34 is there, Coach.
Well, this sheet would lead me to believe that was Griffin Dean. Did he make that? Rogers hits the free throw.
I think number 34 is Clay Musselman.
Okay. And there's Sense, takes the ball in and scores. For being a little guy, Sense is pretty strong around the hole. Boy, he's finishing that ball inside against bigger people all the time. Fletcher gets the ball, drives to the hole, now kicks it back out front to Gorley. Gorley comes across to Tanner Gerst, looks inside to Rogers. And there's Tanner Gerst, drives into the lane, has a rim out on him. Reese gets the rebound, kicks it out to Sense. Sense brings it up the court. Feeds inside, nice steal by Tanner Gerst, really good defense. Goes behind his back on the dribble as he brings the ball up the court. He's wide open. Now he finds Rogers, and Rogers goes to the hole.
Boy, nice move by Rogers. He switched to the left hand and kissed it off the glass. Nice feed from Tanner and a nice finish by Tyler.
I like the way Rogers, when he makes his move to the basket, he makes the move to the basket. There's no holding up on it. So he'll get a free throw now. And the Bulldogs are leading 75-46 with 4:13 remaining in the ball game. With Tyler Rogers at the line shooting one. Up and in.
Looks like maybe Dad's worked on the free throw line with him a little bit.
Yeah, he knocked those down with no problems. And here comes Columbus up. Rivers, the left-hander, blows to the basket, throws one up there. And Rogers scraps for that ball, but turns it back over. He got it and was on the floor, and Rivers finishes. Rogers had the ball on the floor, but Rivers was able to get it away from him and go in for the layup. Gorley brings the ball up against token pressure and now turns it over. He was one to throw the ball over to Fletcher and didn't have an opportunity. And we decided this is Clayton Musselman, is that correct?
Clayton, yeah, coming in for Gorley.
Okay, so Musselman's in the ball game. There's the feed inside, and Martinez tried to make a move to the basket, was ripped away, and he called a jump ball. Okay, Rogers has the ball. He inbounded it, got it back. He's going to take it down the floor himself. Makes a nice feed off to Gorley, and Gorley goes in for the layup.
Yeah, they got Gorley stuck right back out there. And
yeah, boy, Rogers did a nice job there handling the ball in the middle of the floor, too. He looked like a point guard instead of a post man. Mincer puts up the shot. Rogers clears the rebound. He's going to come out of there on the fly. Feeds that ball inside, kicks it back out, gets it for a three-point shot, misses it. Rogers missed the shot. And Fink with the rebound, but stripped away. Bulldogs have another rebound, and it's stripped away, and Keitzer is tied up down there. And I'm not sure what they called. We'll wait and let the officials tell us here. Called a foul on number 35 for the Wildcats, and that's Gutierrez. So Keitzer's going to go to the line. Nope, he's not. They're going to take it out of bounds. He walked up to the line. Everybody's lined up. Everybody's ready to shoot free throws except the officials. So now Rogers will inbound on the inline for the Bulldogs. And he has to scoop it out front real quickly.
Who's number 10 there, Coach? Came in for the game.
You know, I don't have a number 10 on the roster here. But I do have a number 32, and that's Rogers. Another nice, strong move to the basket.
Yeah, Rogers looking good out there tonight. You got some young boys out there right now playing hard. They want to show that they're the guys that are going to step up and take the minutes here.
Rivers off the rim. Rogers another rebound. Puts it out in front. Saved. Oh, almost saved it back. Gorley almost saved that ball, but now it's coming the other way to Columbus. Mincer misses the easy layup, though. So now the Bulldogs are going to bring it up and set this offense back up. Rogers on a deflection picks it up out front. He's waiting for somebody to move. He says, wait a minute, I'm the post man. I'm not supposed to have it out here. And he threw it out of bounds. He told him he wasn't the point guard. Okay, Columbus has the ball. Rivers sprints up, does a little double pump, takes it to the hole, and gets fouled by Keitzer. So Rivers will go to the line, scores 80-48 in favor of the Bulldogs over the Columbus Wildcats. 1:46 to go in the game in Southeast Iowa Super Conference North Division action here at Vernon Bud McLaren Court in Mediapolis.
You know, Keaton Keitzer's put on some nice size. He lets that body catch up with his size and gets some muscle put on him in the offseason in the weight room, and he's got some nice minutes ahead of him here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, he's got a nice soft touch with the shot too, and he seems to have good hands for a big guy. And
he looks real comfortable out there.
You're right, he probably just needs to get stronger. Rivers misses a shot, and Rogers has another rebound. I don't know how many rebounds Rogers has, but you know who Rogers reminds me of a little bit, and you probably remember him, was when Richard Schulte played here at Mediapolis, when he grabbed that rebound and went all the way down the court from end to end, and then we went down there and dumped it off. Boy, that reminded me a lot of Richard Schulte. And if he ends up being as good a ball player as Richard Schulte, well, we got a gem here.
He's got that nice GQ curly hair thing going too there.
Yeah. Fink, another long three-pointer.
You know, Fink's got 15 points. He's had
a big night for him.
He's had a nice night.
Big night. He's a nice player, only sophomore too. So
yeah, they'll be seeing a lot of him in the next couple of years.
Fletcher pushes it out in front. And then throws a pass that Fink picks off, and you know that's going to the hole. But he missed the layup. Good defense by Fletcher, though. He challenged the shot. Knew Fink was left-handed. Challenged the shot. There's another turnover. Steal by Columbus. That's Gutierrez on the steal. Gutierrez has the ball, makes a feed inside. Shot is missed by Roman. Musselman drives the baseline, but I think he might have stepped on the line. And this might be one of those games it's time for it to be over. Yeah, they're getting a turnover just about every trip down the floor. 30.8 seconds to go.
Everybody's wanting to get their name in the in the books.
In the book some way, yeah. If you commit a foul, you get in the book, right? So,
or a turnover.
Okay, Columbus comes down, and there's a nice little dump-off pass to Mincer. Can't get the shot up. Trickles it out of there. And it's stolen away. I think that's Gorley has it. He's going to the hole and gets fouled. So the young man's going to get a chance to step up there to the free throw line and knock a couple down.
I think you just need to tell those young boys when they got that breakaway thing, just rise up and put down the flush. What do you think?
Yeah, there you go. There's a couple of them that might be able to do that here in a year or so. Oh, came up just a little bit short. 80 points, that's our biggest output of the year offensively, but I don't think Greg's going to like the 51 on the other side. Another one short, but Musselman gets the rebound, puts it up, misses that ball. Gorley scraps for it. Now it's loose on the floor. Columbus has it. Here comes Fink. He's going to take it to the rack. Draws the foul.
Well, he's going to get a chance to add to his 15 points with 3.5 seconds left on the clock.
And he'll have 2 shots. Hits the first one. And the second one goes in also, so good night for him. Full court press is on. Back to Rogers. Ahead to Musselman at the buzzer. Oh, it rimmed out. It's too bad. The young man had a basket, looked like for sure. The young kids handled that extremely well. Got the break down there and couldn't convert. So the final score is the Mediapolis Bulldogs 80. The Columbus Wildcats 53. That gives the Bulldogs their 7th win of the season. So they go to 7-5. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, they fall to 0-11.